Right then, what time is it? We got
Yeah,
6 o'clock then. I think we've got the usual crowds in. Yeah, excellent. Hello everyone. Right, let's make a start then. So quick whiz through the workout. I'm sure you've all checked it out on Facebook. So we start always with the bigger muscle groups. So hitting the pecs first, hitting the chest, then into the shoulders, then into the triceps. That's the preferred method of doing a sort of upper body push session. So if you were to start with the triceps, of course, you'd cook the triceps out, and then that would compromise the quality of the workout that you could get for your chest. So chest into shoulders into triceps is the best method to use. So chest is up first. We're going to do a tricep. So 3 exercises back to back. Single arm we're going to start with. So we're going to work the strength stuff just using one arm at a time. Unilateral work, we call that. Then we're going to go into the slippery floor bit with the dusters. So we're going to do some flies and some adduction, some negatives. Then into shoulders for a couple of movements, and then into triceps for a giant set at the end there. So we've got a giant set at the end for the triceps. So it should be good. So we're gonna do a little bit of warm up, a little bit of mobilisation for the shoulders. Shoulder joints, you've got to look after the shoulder joints. Big range of movement in the shoulders, so it's easy to injure. The saving grace with these workouts at home is you're only using your body weight. I say only, and generally our bodies are used to handling the body weight. So that when you're loading up a barbell and you're putting hundreds of kilos on, and you're using big 30, 40, 50 kilo dumbbells, that's when that super physiological load can bring about the injuries. When you're working with body weight, it's a little bit kinder on the joint. So we take a bit of positives from that. So we need to mobilise. So you need a couple of light dumbbells if you have them. A couple of tins of food would be great. If you don't have either of those, the weight of your hand will suffice for the mobilisation stuff. And we'll get going then once we've done that. So quick warm up then. You're going to need a couple of chairs as well for the push-ups at some point. If you want to put a bit of music on in the background, then you can do. No problem doing that. So I've got none on here just so that it doesn't interfere so much with the sound of my voice and stuff. So if you want to put some tunes in the background, then you can do. A couple of light dumbbells to start us off, but we'll put those down for now. And let's just mobilise those shoulders just with the weight of our body. Excuse me. To start with, let's go with some external rotation. Some scarecrows. You can twist and throw the thumbs behind you. That's a nice movement to encourage, just to get that external rotation. So really encourages the right movement pathway. Just get the often injured rotator cuff. Let's try and get a little bit of blood across the back of those shoulders. These muscle groups that externally rotate the upper arm. Just into some steady overhead press and hold at the top. Some circles there. See you later. Circles at the top, some circles to the side, some circles to the floor. Now some big movements now. Let's open up the chest and shoulders. Change direction. Stretch out the back. So give yourself a hug, stretching out the mid back. And then take your thumbs behind, stretch out the chest. Let's go one up, one down. Taking care of those shoulders to start with. Into the torso and trunk. So we're just going to do a few little twists. Make sure to free up your feet so that rotational movement doesn't sort of torque at the knee. So free up those feet as you twist. And you feel your lower back there, clicking and just moving about your lower back. Into lats, into costas, obliques then. So just lean over, ease over. Try and get progressively deeper with every movement you can. Excellent. Let's just pick up those dumbbells or tins of food. let's just load some of that external rotation just a little bit. Some nice light dumbbells. I got some 1 kilos. Tins of food will be fine. Normally got about 480 grams, 500 grams there, so that's fine. External rotation again. Just loaded this time. And into some overhead press. Again, with overhead press, you've got the freedom to alter the amount of the position of the upper arm. So, you know, you can sort of create a little bit more space in that shoulder capsule, depending on how much, well, depending on the position of the upper arm, really. Scapular plane, that's called 30 degrees into the across the frontal plane of the body. Some side raises. We're going to try and get that scapular depression, scapular retraction next. So shoulders down and back. We're going to tip at the pelvis a little, squeeze the mid back together. Always good practice. Try and hit that upper mid back. Get those muscle groups activated early on. Just turn the elbows out. That just lines the fibers of the rear delts up a little. Get the rear shoulder nice and warm. Up we come, and that's good enough for the warm-up. All right, so to start with, we always, when we're fresh, we always try and start with the strength element of the session. So we're going to do some single push-ups. So the tricep that we're going to do is we're going to do your level of a single arm push-up on the left arm, as many reps as we can. Then we're straight into the right arm, as many reps as we can. And then we're straight into those adducted push-ups where we twist to make sure that it's not just a bucket load of pressing movements and that we've got some adduction across the body. We've got some movement across the body in this horizontal plane, some horizontal adduction. So we get in the roll of the chest. We're never forgetting what the roll of the chest is, really. It's responsible for that movement. So there's 3 difficulty levels that we can do. We're going to layer this a little bit. So the easiest of the 3 for us, we can go into a single arm push-up off the knees. Absolutely no problem doing your single arm push-ups off the knees. Nice wide stance. From there, we're going to drop down and then push. There's certainly enough load there for most people. If you want to make it a little bit harder, bring your chair in, and we're going to go at that inclined single arm push-up that we did the other day, and we can push there. If you're sort of getting 10, 12, 15 reps there, ideally you don't want the rep range to be that high. If you can get 10, 12, 15 there, we want to go for the single arm off the floor, which is probably just a little bit beyond me at the moment. So as many reps as you can in your chosen single arm, as many as you can right arm, as many as you can left arm, and then we're as many as you can on these adducted push-ups where we drop, up and twist across, drop, up and move across. And that's going to give us that movement across the body, that relative motion across the body. So we're going to do 2 of these triceps. All right, so let's hit the first tricep in our own time. As many single arm push-ups as you can on your right side, as many single arm push-ups as you can on your left side, and then as many of those adducted push-ups as you can, all perform back to back. 3 exercises back to back is what we refer to as a tricep. So in your own time then, let's have a little go. Single arm push-ups to start. I want to work off the knees. As many as I can right side, start me off. Slow on the negative. And then a good drive on. 1. You'll feel these a bit in the triceps as well. 2, but it's a good strength movement. 3. 4. 5. Many reps as you can. 2 more for me. Last one. Quick swap. Right side done. Into my left side now. Try and drop. And push. 1. And push. There's not much adduction in this single arm press, but it's good for strength. Chest, shoulder, tricep strength. So they all work together. They all work in unison. So we're going to get the adduction in just a minute. But once you've done as many of those as you can, into our adducted push-ups. Now this is where we get that roll of the chest, where moving your hand in horizontal adduction across the body. As many reps as we can here now. The third movement of our tricep. Keep the reps coming. Good quality reps. Oh, that's me done. Keep going until you finish those reps. And take a breather once you're done. Absolutely no rush. As many single arm push-ups as you can right side. As many single arm push-ups as you can left side. And then as many of those adducted push-ups as you can do to finish at the end. We're going to do 2 of those. 2 triceps there to start us off. I didn't get very many reps there. I did a little bit of training earlier. I did some bag work and stuff. So I've got a little bit of fatigue in me as my excuse. But I'll do what I can, which won't be much. But don't set your standards up on me. Do as many reps as you can until you feel that technique has left you. "60 to 90 seconds rest in between our triceps. So we're going to go through that one more time. If you've done a single arm push-up off your knees and you felt it a little bit easier, graduate to the incline off the chair. Conversely, if you started with an incline off the chair, then you feel that you're not going to get the right amount of good quality reps, there's absolutely no problem with dropping to the floor and working off the knees. Anything single arm where you're moving your body weight around like this is going to be challenging. Whether it's off your knees, whether it's inclined off the chair, or whether you're into those full classic, seen them in the Rocky film, single arm push-ups. You know, it's all relative to the strength levels that we have, plus the amount of weight that you're using. So the heavier you are, of course, the more weight you're moving around. So another few seconds then. Let's get the second of these triceps done. The first part of our chest workout, bit of unilateral stuff, bit of single arm stuff. Then we'll go into the slide stuff on our slippery floor, into the negatives, and into a little bit more adduction based stuff where we're moving across the body. All right, second time round then. As many single arm push-ups as you can right side, as many single arm push-ups as you can left side, as many adducted push-ups in your own time. Then away we go. Oh, tough these, even off the knees. Oh. Final movement, adducted push-ups for me. As many good ones as I can. Two more. Oh, last one. Oh. Whew. That's it. Keep hitting those reps till you can't do any more good quality repetitions. Single arm left, single arm right, and then those adducted push-ups. Well done. Little breather there. Let the chest recover. Chest, shoulders, triceps, really. All three working together to complete that single arm movement. So we're moving now into, you'll need your slippery floor with your dusters. Moving into your slide work, where we slide our hand along the floor. This will involve the chest a little bit more than the work that we've just done. So the chest, the shoulders, triceps are all working together then. Strength movements tend to recruit more fibers in one go, but we're going to try and move now with that little bit of strength stuff kind of done. Moving now into something that we can measure a little bit more as progressive overload. little bit more focus on the muscle in question, a little bit more chest, and a little bit more horizontal adduction, which is the role of the chest. So it's a little bit more specific to the chest. So we're going to, if you grab your dusters, we'll have a quick look at these next movements that we're going to do. So we've done these in the past. This is another tricep. So we're going to start with our archer push-ups. And again, these can be done from the knees if you want to do them from the knees. Quick demonstration. So you're going to need your cloths, your dusters, something to make your hands slippery on this solid floor. If you're working off your knees, perfectly fine, because again, this is kind of, you know, it's a tough movement, this. It's not quite unilateral, all work being done on one side, but we're loading up one side more so than the other. So take your hips with you into the movement. We're going to push one side out into a fly, and the other arm stays in a press. I'm pushing down now on this arm, both arms, sliding that back in. So there's a little bit of reduction going on here, and there's a little bit of a single arm press going on here. As many reps as I can, sliding out to the right. As many reps as I can, sliding out to the left. And then we're going to finish with some slide negative flies. So your third movement is we're going to go out as slow as we can, both arms. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up, push myself back up to the top. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As many good quality reps there as we can. So again, it's not going to be, the rep count isn't going to be off the scale. If I get 6 good ones there, 6 good ones there, and 3 or 4 negatives, I'll be happy that we're in the right rep range there for stimulating these muscle groups. Just going to pop something under my knees and we'll make a start. So obviously we're working on that hard floor. So we want to look after the knees as best we can. So if you need to get something just to keep it sort of comfortable on your knees, then that's a sensible thing to do. So again, we're going to take our time with this. It's not like a circuit class or a Tabata class or an intervals class or a sort of high lactic acid class in that we've got to do a boatload of reps to the clock. We're just going to get some good quality strength and hypertrophy based reps in our own time. We can take our time. Let's feel it on the working muscles. Let's feel it on those chest, shoulders and triceps. In our own time then, away we go. Archer push-ups to start with, right side. Archer push-ups, left side. Here we go. 1, 2. These are tough. Try and really emphasize the negative. So that's the slow part. Then you can drive. Emphasize the negative. That's what gives us that muscle fiber damage. All right, 6 there for me. Right, let's see if we can get 6 on the other side. 2 in, slow reps. 3. Oh, 1 more gives me 6 each side. Okay, archer push-ups done. I'm into my negatives now. Really want to get that slow negative. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking myself back up to the top. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. When I can't control these negatives anymore, that's time. I've got 1 more in me, I reckon. And that's me done. 6 reps each side on the archers, and then 4 nice slow negatives. That keeps me in the right rep range for stimulating the strength and muscular development, keeping these fibers strong and full. We're not losing we're not losing any sort of muscle size that we've built up during this time that we can't get to the gym. Now, if we're dropping down and we're doing 50 push-ups, 60 push-ups off the knees, classic circuit training stuff that you might do in some of your circuit classes that you're doing in the gym. Yes, it has its place, but it's not conducive to keeping these fibers full and big and strong. So it's nice to work on that sort of strength element as well. So it's finding ways to make sure that we get the strength crossover with just our body weight. So we're going a long way to doing that by doing a lot of the unilateral single arm stuff and the negative stuff. Really focusing on the negative, on the lengthening of the muscle is always good practice as well. So we have a little bit more recovery before we do our second tricep for our chest here on the archer stuff, on the slippery floor stuff. So archer slide push-ups left, archer slide push-ups right. Negative slide flies with the push-ups completes the tricep. Once we've done that one more time, we're into our shoulders. Okay, if you feel ready, if you feel recovered, let's go for one more time through with these rags on our slippery floor. Archer push-ups first. So as many, I got 6 last time, I'm going to shoot for 6 again. 6 good ones, slow, negative. Once I'm there, now I can drive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good slow negatives. Squeeze that hand across the body. 1 more. Right side done. Couple of breaths. Right, here we go. Left side, same thing. Two more. For me, anyway. You do as many as you can. Oh, archer's done. I've just got my super slow negatives to do. Straight in, here we go. 6 seconds. Slow as I can. Any way you want to come back to the top of that press. Same again. Oh, starting to go now. Last rep for me. Here we go. Slow as I can. Oh. They're tough. Bit of a breather. So that's the strength-based stuff. Strength-based stuff for the chest. Done chest portion of our chest, shoulder, and tricep workout done. We've got a nice combination of single arm stuff. We've got some adduction across there. We've got some pressing in there. We've got some pro work in there, trying to get in the core as well in that push-up position. So some nice movements to add that variety to stimulate the body in different ways. And I can certainly feel that in the chest, which is good. A little bit in the shoulders. So we're going to move into shoulders now. So if you've had a look at the workout on Facebook, we've got a shoulder exercise that we've not done before. So we're just going to do a couple of sets of that, as many reps as we can muster. And that's a decline walk up or a walk out for the shoulders. I'll give you a demonstration in a minute. And you'll see that the walking out on your hands, it really does emphasize the sort of shoulder recruitment. So that's the first exercise we're going to do for our shoulders. Then we're going to do a superset after that. Superset, as you know, 2 exercises done back to back. We've got the Pike shoulder roll push-up, which we've done before, straight into the power push-aways, which we've done before. So we've done this superset before. I don't think we've done it as a superset, but we've certainly done both exercises in the past. So you're going to need a couple of chairs for this, or one chair, maybe 2 chairs. It gives you a bit of a wider stance, which makes it a bit more stable. Give you a little demo. So if I position my chairs, drop this camera down a bit, so it might make it easier for you to sort of see what's going on. There we go. All right, so if we use the 2 chairs, I can get a slightly wider stance, which is good. Now, the idea here is to finish. You want the body in a pike position to finish. So you want to try and keep your legs reasonably straight, and you want to try and keep your hips over your hands to really load up these shoulders. Now, it all depends on how strong you are, strong you're feeling through your upper body, how much fatigue's in there. But let's have a little go anyway. So I'm going to go into this decline position. All I'm going to do is walk myself up so that my hips are over my hands, and walk myself out, walk myself up. And my hips are really, really over me, walking out. One more time, get the hips up, hips up, hips up, and you'll really feel that in your shoulders. That walking motion, walking back, particularly as your hips come over you, you get that little bit more shoulder recruitment. So they're really, really slow reps. So you're going to go out, and then obviously hips nice and high constitutes 1 rep. But you've got 3 or 4 or 5 steps to get you there. So each rep gives quite a high level of what we call time under tension. Let's do 2 sets. It's a new movement for you all, so it's going to take a little bit of sort of getting used to. But let's hit a couple of sets until you feel sort of fatigue setting in. Okay, let's have a go in your own time. So we've got these decline walk-ups. So you decline position with your feet on your bench, and then from there, as you step back, just push your hips up. Keep pushing your hips up until your hips are nice and over those shoulders, and then walk everything back out. Walk up. Already feeling it in the shoulders. You'll feel a little bit of a stretch in your hamstrings. That's normal. Hopefully you're feeling flexible in the hamstrings. Now walk it up. Walk it up. That's 3. Feeling it already. Walk up. Oh. Almost for me. Up. Up. Abs nice and tight. Oh. Manage 5. You guys will do more than that, I'm sure. Keep working through them until you can't hold that good body position anymore. Definitely feel that more on the shoulders than we did the previous stuff. I certainly felt more on the chest. So we know that position, that piked position. So if you think about the exercises that we've historically done for the shoulders, we've always been in that piked position with the hip. Whereas if you compare that to the exercises that we've historically done for the chest, we've always been flat and in the prone position for the chest. So if we have our hands here underneath us when we're working, that's chest. If we have our hands here over the head, which we get when we're in pike, then we know that we're hitting the shoulders. It's the relationship of these arms to the torso that determines whether we're recruiting the chest or whether we're recruiting those shoulders. Triceps are firing all the time to some degree, but whether we're emphasizing chest or shoulders depends on where these hands are in relation to the torso. Bit of fluids. We're going to do 1 more of those walk-ups before we hit a superset for the shoulders. Whew. How are we going for time? 1:30. Crikey, time flies, isn't it? Right, okay. So let's have another go at these walk-ups. I got 5 good reps before I felt my shoulder start to shake out a little bit. I was losing that plank position through the abs. It didn't help that I've done a bit of work on the bags earlier, but that's my excuse. So if I can get another good 5 reps, I'll be happy. So in your own time there, decline walk-ups. Keep those hands over the hips. Walk it up. A little bit of a stretch in the hamstrings. Walk it out. Second rep. Third rep. Fourth rep. Keep those hips square. Try not to rotate. Keep everything tense and tight in the midsection. Shoulders are going now. Fifth rep. Oh. That's a good movement for the shoulders, good strength movement. While you guys are finishing your reps and taking a bit of recovery, I'll just talk you through layering that movement. If having your feet elevated is too challenging, you can do that movement from the push-up position with your feet flat on the floor, but the angles aren't as severe. So your load on your shoulders is less, your chest assists a bit more, therefore it's a bit easier. All right, so if your feet were flat on the floor, it'd be a little bit easier. Next level is to do it on the chairs. Next level after that is to put your feet on the wall and walk your feet up the wall so that you're vertical, walk your feet back down. Feet up the wall till you're vertical, feet back down. But you're not going to want to put your feet all over your wallpaper and your walls. So that's the reason that we use the chairs. If you can do the walking up the wall one, the final intensity level, if you like, and you've seen it on the YouTube channels, you've seen it on the internet, it's people doing the handstand push-ups. You go a handstand into the wall, then you do your push-ups through your shoulders. So you can layer these things to make them achievable over time, but you're not going to want to put your feet all over your walls in the home. So that's why we've gone with these chairs today. But just so that you know, you've got a little bit of progression. All right, then we're going to go into a superset now to finish off the shoulders. We're going to do this superset twice. A superset, as you know, 2 exercises done back to back. We're going to do the Pike roll shoulder push up immediately into your power push aways. So quick demo. Pike roll shoulder push up. I want my hands over, I want my hips over me, because we know that if I can get this hips over in vertical position, I know I'm going to get my shoulders. If I'm doing it here, I'm hitting my chest. If I'm doing it here, I'm hitting my shoulders. So body position is paramount. Get up onto those toes and get your hips over. I'm going to drop down, roll across, push up. Drop down, roll across, push up. I'm doing as many of those as I can. Then I'm immediately into my power push aways. So I'm dropping down and then I'm pushing up. So I'm not pushing backwards, I'm pushing back and up. Dropping down, pushing back and up. Dropping down, pushing back and up, raising my hips. If I can raise my hips, it makes me more vertical. The more vertical I am, the more shoulder load I'm going to get. All right, these are hard movements. 6 to 8 reps on each. If I get 6 reps on the rolls and 6 reps on the power push aways, I'll be happy, particularly after doing that and hitting the bags earlier. So let's see how we go. It keeps us in the right rep range as well. We want to be failing in that 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 rep range. We don't want to be higher than that. That's a different style of training. For this particular class, development of the muscle tissue, that's where we want to be. Okay, in your own time then, the Pike shoulder roll push up first, power push aways after. As many reps as we can. Here we go. Drop and roll. Get that head as low to the floor as you can. Feel it on your shoulders. Keep the reps slow. There's no need to rush the reps. Let's get some time under tension. One more. A hard exercise this, particularly if you're keeping your hips over you. Power push aways now. Hips up, drop, and then push. 1, drop, push, 2, drop, push, 3. Hips up, hips, hips. One more. That's a hard superset. 2 strength-based movements performed back to back. Take a breather. you'll feel your heart rate creeping up. So my ticker's going away there. A couple of reasons for that. Blood pressure goes up when you put your body in these positions, which causes a temporary increase in your heart rate. And because you're holding, strange positions, these pike positions, there's quite a lot of muscle groups that are working isometrically to hold you, sort of synergists holding the body in position so that the rest of the body can perform the movement. And that causes obviously your heart rate to go up. So you get a little bit of elevation in your heart, which is no bad thing. So we're getting some cardiovascular emphasis, although the idea behind these sessions is to try and keep the strength and muscular conditioning element of the training nice and high. So we've done one superset there. We've got one more superset to do before we move in to the triceps. So another few seconds recovery. Let's give those shoulders every opportunity to complete some good quality work. If you go into this too quickly, you're going to compromise that set. All right, so sometimes you want to be generous with that little bit of rest, particularly if strength progress is your goal. All right, so you don't want to be working through this too quickly if strength is your goal. Be a little bit more generous. Give yourself that extra 30 seconds, that extra 60 seconds, so that you can get some good quality reps out of the next set. All right then. As soon as you're ready, let's hit this second superset. Pike roll shoulder push-ups immediately into your power push-aways. Let's see how you go. Second set. Remember, it's all about the hips over you so that you're in that vertical position. Let's see how we go. Drop, roll, and push. Drop, roll over, and push. Oh, feeling it already. 3 reps in. Oh. One more. You can change the load by changing the severity of the angle. The more you push your hips over you, the harder that movement. Power push aways there. Oh. 6 of each. Push me at 12. Challenging reps. Happy with that. Little breather before we look at training our triceps. 20 minutes to go or so. Triceps to go, cool down to go, stretch off to go. Whew. So let's take a minute or two there, and we'll use this minute or two just to talk about the tricep exercises to follow. Okay, so if you've had a look on the Facebook page, if you can remember, it references 2 giant sets. So if you perform one exercise, one movement, it's a set. If you perform 2 movements back to back, it's a superset. If you perform 3 movements back to back, it's a triset. If you perform more than 3 back to back, it's a giant set. And then you can do as many as you like, and it all falls under the giant set category. So we've got a giant set to do here, 4 movements. Now I've tried to structure these: difficult, first movement; easy, last movement. Difficult, not so difficult, a little bit easier, and easiest movement at the end. That's called a mechanical drop set. The mechanics of each lift become more advantageous the more tired you get. All right, so there's no point structuring this with the easiest one first. So you burn yourself out with a load of reps of the easy one, and then you get to the hard one at the end, and you can't even do one. It doesn't make sense to structure it that way. All right, so what we have to do is we have to do the hardest one first while we're fresh. Then it gets a little bit easier for your second movement, a little bit easier again for your third movement, and finally the easiest movement comes last. as fatigue sets in. So you can complete the movements as fatigue sets in. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we've got a tiger push up, which we've done in the past, a cobra push up, second movement, which we've done in the past, chair tricep extensions, which we've done in the past, and then dips, of course, which we've done in the past. So we've done all these movements. All we've got to do is do them back to back. So let's have a quick whiz through them. Let's have a quick look here. Right, so you're going to need your chairs to hand. So let's position the chairs. You want your chairs at a width so your bum will fit between them. So between these two chairs here, my backside will fit into that gap, which helps with my dips, helps get good body position with the dips. So we've got the tiger push-ups first. So elbows are on the floor. I'm going to work off my knees for demonstration purposes. I'm going to push my hands into the floor. That is by far and away the hardest of the 4 movements that we're going to do. We're going to do that movement to failure until you can't do any more. Then we're into your cobra push-ups. Down and up. Down and up. Cobra push-up. Third movement. Chair off the knees. Tricep extensions. Get a stretch on the triceps here. The further back you have your knees, the harder the movement. If you're strong, you can go off your feet, but I'm not strong enough. Then, once you've done as many of them as you can, the final movement is the classic dip, just burning them off with some dips at the end. There's your 4 movements. Hardest movement first, easiest movement at the end. This is going to be tough, these giant sets. You're going to get the ticker going a little bit. So, tiger push-up, cobra push-up, chair tricep extensions, dips, as many reps as we can, back to back to back to back. Good rest in between. We're going to run this twice. This is going to finish out it's going to finish off the back of the arm. It's going to finish our triceps off. All right, then let's hit the first of our giant sets in your own time. Tiger push-ups to start us off. Away you go, tiger push-ups. I'm going to go off the knee. Slow the reps down. Push those hands into the floor. One more rep for me. Tiger push-up. Quick transition into your cobra push-up once they're done. Elbows are tucked on your cobra push-up. Don't flare your elbows. Come up tall. Drop, push, squeeze those triceps at the top. One more for me. Okay, cobra push-ups done. Into my chair tricep extensions. I want to feel that stretch in the triceps. Let your head come below the line of the chair, which is going to give you a maximum stretch in your triceps. Keep the reps coming. Take your hips with you. Keep those knees back so the weight's going into the triceps. Finally, when you can't do any more of those, as many dips as you can. Head up, chest out. Try not to fall into flexion with your torso. Good recovery there once you've done as many as you can on each. Oh, that was tough. I managed 6 good ones on each. So 24 tough reps back to back. Mechanical drop set. So if you were to do those on their own, you would feel the dips are easiest, then the tricep extensions on the chair, then your cobra push-ups, and then your tiger push-ups are the hardest. But doing them that way, you don't notice that you're doing the easiest movement last, because obviously it feels really, really difficult because of the fatigue of the previous movements. So that's where mechanical drop sets work really well. An example of a mechanical drop set in the gym, a simple one, might be a fly, which is harder to do, into a press, which is easier to do. It's a very, very simple mechanical drop set, or that would be pre-exhaustion, but the theory is the same. Hardest movement first, easiest movement follows as fatigue sets in. So we've got one more of those giant sets to finish off the triceps. Let's have another 30 seconds breather. Give the triceps every opportunity to get some good reps out. Then it's a stretch off after that. So we've got one more of these giant sets for the back of the arm. We're doing for time. Coming up 10-2. Right, okay. Right then, let's hit it then. Tiger push up, Cobra push up, chair tricep extensions, chair dips. Okay, so we're going to run this giant set one last time. I got 6 on each one last time. I'll be dead happy if I can get the same again. So I'm going to set my stall out at that. Good quality reps over rep count. Okay, so you just make the reps quality. As soon as you're ready, away we go. Squeezing the triceps. Focus your mind on your triceps. 3, slow the negatives down. Just because this is a giant set doesn't mean we can't get the negative. Okay, 6 there. Cobra push-ups. Squeeze. Squeeze the triceps every rep. Squeeze. 2 more, then gets me a rep count. Last one. Oh, just about. Tricep extensions. Knees back, hips with you, head below the line of the hands. Stretches out those triceps. Keep that head down. Extend through those triceps. Give them a stretch out at the bottom. Squeeze the triceps. Slow negative. Every rep's a good quality rep. One more. For me anyway. Let's get these dips and I'm done. Come on. That was tough. Managed to get them. That was tough. Whew. Bit of recovery there. Fluids on board. That's the sort of meat of it done. Bit of stretching off. And that's us for upper body push. 5 minutes stretch off. In a minute or two's time. I don't know whether that one was tough or whether I'm completely knackered. Probably a combination of the two. Bit of stretching off then. So chest, shoulders, triceps. Those are the muscle groups that we've sort of battered today, really. So that's where we're going to spend our time sort of stretching off. Usual stretches will be perfectly fine. So following the line of the fibers, and we want those fibers to face forwards. If I fall inwards and internally rotate, these are the fibers then that are going to get stretched, and the fibers of the bicep. So externally rotate and come tall for this chest stretch. So thumbs over and take your hands behind you. So you get those hands behind the body if you can. Stretch out your chest and let that initial stretch take. And then once you've let that initial stretch take there, you can put a bit of a pulse on it, make it a little bit more dynamic. and you can get those deeper fibers of the chest into the front part of the shoulder. Because I'm a little bit inflexible through the shoulders, what I can do here is I can just use my chairs. So standing between the chairs, just holding on to the top of the chairs, just walking forwards, and that's going to help me stretch the front part of my shoulder just a little bit. So I'd never be able to get that position on my own actively, but I can get it passively, walking out and using something just to hold my body position there. So I can feel that in the front part of my shoulder. 15, 20 seconds at that point of discomfort. Stretching out the shoulders. But you get a bit of medial, fibers of the medial down, a little bit of the rear delt assisting to stabilise the shoulders a little bit in the movements that we've done. So palms up, take the arm across, and you can see those fibers of the sort of medial delt just getting a little bit of a stretch out the middle part of the shoulder and the rear part of the shoulder. And change over. You could hold on to something there, of course, and twist your body into it as well. That would be a door frame or something like that. It'd give you a nice stretch out across the sort of rear and middle part of the shoulder. And finally, then we want to get the arm over the head, which lengthens the long head of the tricep. And then we want to get that arm into flexion, which is the dead opposite to what the tricep likes to do. The tricep likes to put the arm in extension. So to stretch it, you reverse engineer the muscle contraction, get the arm up, that lengthens the long head, and then get your arm in flexion, and that's going to lengthen the tricep for you. Give you a good stretch out in the tricep. Hold in there. And change over. And relax there, well done. Another good one for chest, shoulders and triceps done. Spot on. So tomorrow is the dead opposite. It's always upper body pull on a Friday. So we're going to hit the muscle groups that are dead opposite to the ones that we've done. So a little bit more rear delts, a little bit more intrascapular, a little bit more lats, a bit more biceps as opposed to your triceps. And we can complete the upper body workout tomorrow. Well done, everyone. How was that one? Was that one all right?
Good, mate. Good.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's because I've hit the bags today or what, but I was struggling there. I felt like I was letting the side down a little bit. But yeah. Good.
Anyway, mate, I haven't done any bags.
I wish I hadn't done now, judging on that performance, but still I felt it, so that's all that counts, I guess.
Main thing. Thanks again, mate. I'll see you tomorrow.
No worries. Yeah, so catch you all tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, Pat. Yeah. Thank you.
Nice one. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Cheers, Pat.
No worries, Dan. Take care, mate.
See you tomorrow.
Cheers. Cheers, pal.